Hi class. So in this video, we're gonna discuss about Chapter 3, International Financial Markets. In this chapter, we're gonna discuss the background and corporate use of the following international markets, including foreign exchange market, international money market, international credit market, international bond market, and international stock markets. Foreign exchange market allows for the exchange of one currency for another. Exchange rate specifies the rate at which one currency can be exchanged for another. Okay, so on the foreign exchange market, the commodity here is currency. Okay, we can exchange, for example, USD for euros, for Japanese yen, Chinese RMB, British pound, or the other way around. Okay, this is foreign exchange market. The history of foreign exchange market. We have three stages. The first stage is gold standard from 1876 to 1913. Each currency was convertible into gold at a specified rate. When World War I began in 1914, the gold standard was suspended. Then in the second stage, we have agreements on fixed exchange rates. From 1944 to 1971, we have Bretton Woods Agreement, and from 1971 to 1973, Smithsonian Agreement. Okay, if you want to look into more on the details of the agreements after the wars, you could Google or look into our textbook. Then we have the third stage, floating exchange rate system, with widely traded currencies were allowed to fluctuate in accordance with market forces. The foreign exchange transactions can happen through the over-the-counter market, which is the telecommunications network where companies normally exchange one currency for another. Foreign exchange dealers serve as intermediaries in the foreign exchange market. A foreign exchange transaction for immediate exchange is set to trade in the spot market. The exchange rate in the spot market is the spot rate. Okay, spot rate, spot market. Trading between banks occurs in the interbank market. Okay, so a very important concept here is spot rate. The rate you trade your currency at in the spot market for immediate exchange. Spot market. The US dollar is the commonly accepted medium of exchange in the spot market. Spot market time zones. Foreign exchange trading is conducted only during normal business hours in a given location. Thus, at any given time on a weekday, somewhere around the world, a bank is open and ready to accommodate foreign exchange requests. Spot market liquidity. More buyers and sellers means more liquidity. Attributes of banks that provide foreign exchange include competitiveness of quotes, special relation with the bank, speed of execution, advice about current market conditions, and forecasting advice. Foreign exchange quotations. At any given point of time, a bank's bid or buy quote for foreign currency will be less than its ask or sell quote. Okay, so we have this bid price and ask price. The bid price is the buying price, and the ask price is the selling price. Okay, and the difference between these two prices, which is the bid-ask spread, covers the bank's cost of conducting foreign exchange transactions. Okay, bid-ask spread equals ask rate minus bid rate divided by ask rate. Okay, so remember always the buying price will be less than the selling price. Okay, this is what the, um, the bank can benefit from. Okay, so this we use the higher ask price minus the lower bid price divided by the higher ask price. This is bid ask spread. Okay, this is what the bank can benefit from to cover their foreign exchange transactions. Question. The ask quote is the price at which a bank offers to sell a currency. Yes, it is true. Okay, ask price is the selling price. Bid price is the buying price. Question 2. At any given point of time, a bank's bid price will be greater than its ask. This is false, right? Bid price, which is the buying price, should be lower than its ask price or selling price. Which of the following is not a possible bid-ask quotation for the Barbados dollar? So again, we put bid price before ask price, and bid price is lower than the ask price. So we should choose C here because C is the only option that the bid price is higher than the ask. Okay, always remember the buying bid price should be lower than the ask price. Computation of bid-ask spread. Here we have two currencies, for example. One is British pound, another is Japanese yen. We can see the bid rate and ask rate for the two currencies in the second and third column here, and the bid price is lower than the ask price. Right, and then in the fourth column, we see the calculation for bid-ask spread, which is the higher ask rate minus the bid rate divided by ask rate. Okay, and the bid-ask percentage spread is 5% for British pound and 5.4% for Japanese yen. Question. Assume that a bank's bid price on Swiss francs is 0.47 and its ask rate is 0.48. Its bid-ask percentage spread is which one here? You could bring out a pen and paper. Okay, try to write down the information here. The bid rate is 0.47, ask rate is 0.48. And try to recall what is the formula for bid ask percentage spread. It should be ask minus bid divided by ask, right? So you could plug the numbers in. You could also bring out your scientific calculator. Okay, try to do the calculation and let me know which one you would go for. So if you finished working on this question, we can go to the next slide. Okay, here, the right answer should be B. Okay, so the bid-ask percentage spread is ask the higher ask price 0.48 minus the lower bid price 0.47 divided by the ask price. Okay, 0.48, excuse me. So we have B. Next question. We have this bank with a bid rate on Japanese yen as 0.0041 and ask rate as 0.0043. What is its bid ask spread? Okay, very similar question here. use the same formula, plug in the number, okay, and let me know which one you want to choose here. Okay, you can pause the video if you need more time. But if you're ready, let's look at the next slide. Okay, we use the ask price here, which is 0.0043 minus the bid price, 0.0041, and divide by the ask price, 0.0043. Okay, the right option should be C. Okay, that's the bid-ask spread, calculated from bid price and ask price. Okay, there are factors that could affect the spread here, including order costs, the costs of processing orders, including clearing costs and the cost of recording transactions. Inventory costs, costs of maintaining an inventory of a particular currency. Competition, the more intense the competition, the smaller the spread quoted by intermediaries. Volume, currencies that have a large trading volume are more liquid because there are numerous buyers and sellers at any given time. Currency risk, economic or political conditions that cause the demand for and supply of the currency to change abruptly. Which of the following is not a factor that affects the bid-ask spread? Order costs, inventory costs, volume. Okay, the right answer should be right, D here. All of these factors affect the bid-ask spread. Interpreting foreign exchange quotations. Okay, there are two ways of interpreting foreign exchange rate. One is direct quotation. It represents the value of a foreign currency in dollars. Okay, number of dollars per currency. For example, it's $1.4 per euro. Okay, this is direct quotation, meaning the value of 1 euro is worth $1.4. Okay, so we say $1.4 per euro. This is direct quotation. The other way is indirect quotation, which represents the number of units of a foreign currency per dollar. For example, here we can say that 0.7143 euro per dollar. Okay, 0.7143 euro per dollar, which means each dollar value is worth 0.7143 euros. Okay, this is indirect quotation. The relation between these two quotations is that indirect quotation equals 1 divided by direct quotation. Okay, we can practice with different cross-currency quotes. For example, not only between euro and dollar here, as our first example, we could also practice with between British pound and euro, okay, and see what happens to the quote if a currency appreciates and depreciates. Okay, let's look at this graph here of examples of direct and indirect exchange rate quotations. We have 6 different currencies here: Canadian dollar, euro, Japanese yen, Mexican peso, Swiss franc, and UK pound. We have direct quotation as of beginning of the semester, as in the second column here. Okay, this is direct quotation, so we know how much dollar is each of these currency worth. Then in the third column, we have indirect quotation, number of units per dollar as of beginning of semester. Okay, so we have this much amount of these currencies is worth $1. Then in the fourth column, we have direct quotation as of end of the semester. Okay, so you can see that as time goes by over the semester, the direct quotation increases for Canadian dollar from 0.66 to 0.7. Okay, for euro, it also increased. For Japanese yen, it increased. For Mexican peso, it decreases. For Swiss franc, it increased, and for UK pound, it increased. And then for the last column, it is indirect quotation, number of units per dollar as of end of semester. Okay, so you can see that this for Canadian dollar, the indirect quotation decreased from 1.51 to 1.43. Okay, so note here, for the same currency, Canadian dollar, when the direct quotation increased from 0.66 to 0.7, indirect quotation decreased from 1.51 to 1.43. Okay, so direct quotation and indirect quotation, they change in the opposite direction. Okay, we can also know this from the formula on the last slide, right? Because indirect quotation is 1 divided by direct quotation. Okay, so whenever the denominator, direct quotation increases, indirect quotation will decrease. Okay, they two should move in the opposite direction. Okay, so again, for euro and Japanese yen, their direct quotation increased, so the indirect quotation decreases. Okay, for Mexican peso, the direct quotation decreases, so the indirect quotation increases instead of decreasing. Okay, Swiss franc and UK pound, their direct quotation increased and indirect quotation decreased. Question. A quotation representing the value of a foreign currency in dollars is referred to as what quotation? And a quotation representing the number of units of a foreign currency per dollar is referred to what quotation? Okay, think about it. Let me know which one you want to choose. Okay, if you have already had an answer in mind, let's go to next slide. Yes, we should choose A here. A quotation representing the value of a foreign currency in dollars is referred to as a direct quotation. Okay, a quotation representing the number of units of a foreign currency per dollar is referred to as an indirect quotation. When the euro is appreciating against the dollar, based on an upward movement of the direct exchange rate of the euro, the indirect exchange rate of the euro is declining. Okay, when the direct exchange rate is appreciating or euro is appreciating, the indirect exchange rate should decline. The opposite case is when the euro is depreciating, okay, based on the downward movement of the direct exchange rate against the dollar, the indirect exchange rate will be rising. Okay? This is again telling us that direct exchange rate and indirect exchange rate, they move in the opposite directions.